Do 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 do. Welcome to the podcast. Wee.
All right, and welcome to Man Talk with Matthew Blanta.
And Mike Robinson. I was halfway through a drink. That wasn't me trying to be manly.
Right. Actually, it's sequel podcast number 23.
23?
23.
I think I've missed a few. I think the last one I heard was like 18.
Which was probably like the last one you were on.
No, I think I was 16, wasn't I? 16 or 17?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah. And then I listened to like one or two after that. And then I haven't seen any on Facebook, so I haven't been listening.
What are you talking about? Whenever I post a new one, it's always right there. So.
Well, then blame
you.
freaking what's his face, Zuckerberg,
for not
putting
throwing
that
it
on
up
my
there.
feed
Well, they're up there. I posted them. This one's gonna go up tonight.
via Sequel Productions page, right?
No.
Or your personal page.
My personal page.
Okay.
I kind of forget about the Sequel Productions page.
Way to go. Way to market.
I know. It's terrible.
I'm trying to help you out with a plug on your own podcast,
Well,
which is a little redundant, but still.
It's hard to keep up with like 50 different things.
No, I know.
I've also got a personal and a Sequel Productions Twitter account that I don't ever look at also.
Well, Twitter's for twits.
And same with YouTube. I got a personal and a Sequel Productions YouTube page as well.
I think I've liked the Sequel Productions page through my Airsoft page.
Oh, really?
So if you get like a random Airsoft page liking
Like
your
a subscriber?
yeah.
Well, we can check that out right now. That's the
That's
power
me.
of technology.
We post cool stuff of us playing with toy guns.
You know what?
But we look really cool while we do it.
Do you have your own, personalized like face and gear, like face mask?
We have a uniform. We have our own customized painted camouflage for our body armor. We've got a team name. We've got a team logo. All that stuff. We've actually gone to 6 national operations. We've traveled mostly to Oregon, Washington, California.
To play against like other teams or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like we had one down in Southern California where it was 1,000 people.
1,000 people?
1,000 people playing.
So like is there a 5 per group or what?
No, it's just 2 teams going at it, and they break it up.
2 teams of 500 or?
Yeah, and they break it up like the military chain of command, where there's like a captain and like he's got his lieutenants and then platoons.
That's ridiculous.
So there's a chain of command. Everybody's got objectives. Like, so it's not just go out there and run and kill people.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you have to go take this building because we need to set up the satellite uplink on the roof. So we're going to need to push to the outlying buildings to create a defensive perimeter. Next thing you know, you got trucks coming in, and one of the games had an actual armored personnel carrier on tracks.
Nice.
With an airsoft machine gun up top. It gets pretty legit. I love doing it.
An airsoft machine gun, it just shoots...
It shoots BBs.
Okay.
But
Plastic BBs?
Yeah, plastic.
Okay.
Most of them are biodegradable.
Okay.
So that like when it rains, they'll go away in like 6 months or so for the hippies,
Fuck those hippies, right?
Right.
There goes our hippie audience.
Oh. No. I don't think they would have liked the your kind of movies anyway.
Probably not, but
Well, I mean, you don't really kill any animals, so you might be all right.
I don't know. How do you see who's subscribed on here?
I'm not sure actually. 11 subscriptions.
So that's
Those
like
are
what
yours.
those are mine. Settings, subscriptions, YouTube settings, profile maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
God, that's fucking trying to get me to do all this shit that I don't.
All this new stuff.
Yeah, 'cause I just hooked up the internet on the new computer
Ooh, nice.
since I didn't want anything to slow down the editing process.
Oh, all right.
So the movie's edited for the most part. We just got add sound effects and
Oh,
take care of the green screen.
Speaking of sound effects, do you need mortar fire in the background sound effects?
I know that we do, but like,
I mean, do you need the sound bit? Because I think I have some that are real.
like,
Like I could just send you the video, and you can pull the sound out pretty easily.
just rip it off of a video.
Well, I mean, it's a helmet cam video.
Okay.
So it's real mortar fire going off.
So like, email me the video, or is it on here?
I'll have to email it to you.
Okay,
Because I
yeah.
don't think it's uploaded.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
But you can actually go on YouTube and just look up.
Or I would have
stuff
just looked up like sound effects.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really like the gunshot sound effects. that you
Oh,
guys did.
you're killing me.
Well, I
Those
mean,
were awesome.
I'm sure it was awesome when you were there, but like hearing them on the camera, they just kind of sound like.
Choo! That's how a gun sounds.
Well,
Especially in
it's
the,
not
like, in the
Hollywood.
distance.
It's not Hollywood. If anything, we could use those still, and then just kind of throw something also on top of it to make it fake.
I see how it is.
That's Hollywood, dude.
Spending my own personal ammo to try and get you with some authentic sound effects, and then go unappreciated.
That's just like that's real life, you know. You don't realize how fake things actually are when you actually do things.
Oh no, yeah, no, I know. Especially, it's funny. Like the perfect example of that is, have you seen the movie Act of Valor? It's about the Navy SEALs, and it's got actual Navy SEAls playing.
Yeah,
Navy
okay.
SEAls.
I remember which one that is.
In that movie, they've got some of it's live fire,
Mhm.
and some of it's not. Some of it's like Hollywood stuff.
You can tell the difference, or
Well, yeah, oh yeah, because the Hollywood stuff, you know, you get the typical bright muzzle flash and, you know, the bang and all that, and then when it does the live fire, it looks like just this little itty bitty blinker in the front of the muzzle.
Well, you know, in this movie, we've got you doing live fire, and like it's when you're running. We probably shouldn't be talking about this since no one's seen the movie, but like you see the shells come out, and
You've got it in the trailer.
Awesome. Yes. So the one shot in the trailer, I think you see a muzzle flash, right?
Well, you can't because it's daylight, but you can actually see the concussion of being in front of the barrel on the camera.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool, and you can see the brass kicking and everything.
And that looks awesome.
That was so much fun to film. I was tired. It was hot. I was wearing all
That was earlier, though, right? That was like the first thing you got shot.
No, that was
wasn't
like
it?
the last thing.
Because that was when you were waiting for the other dude, Cody,
Yeah.
and they just shot you by yourself.
Yeah.
And then you went and did it again when he showed up, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then, but that was still at like 11:30, so it was like already 100 degrees out. And I'm wearing full gear, and I kept my real body armor on. So I mean, it was a bit of a little kickback for me. Like, why did I do this for a living? It's so hot and miserable.
Well, you know, it's a job.
He did air quotes for those of you who can see it.
I do that all the fucking time. If you listen to the episode that we did on Wednesday, I talk about you a lot. Me and Melissa do.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
creepy.
She wanted to. She wanted to just go over, you know, year by year because she's got like a terrible memory,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got like a super memory. I got a photographic memory, so I was like, okay, we can go year by year for our relationship. So we went over 2005, and surprisingly, you're around a lot.
That was my big year. Apparently, it was 2005. You know, it's funny because Kelly was telling me about that, and I was hoping to get a chance to listen to the podcast today, but I didn't get to. Especially since I'm involved in it. I mean, I gotta kind of listen. But Kelly was telling me about it, and she reminded me about the drive-in when we went and saw Batman Begins.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that you and Melissa were there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like in your head, it's just like, oh, we just went by ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah, she told me that, and I was like, were they? Oh shit! Yeah, they were there with us.
Well, you had the big ass truck, and we were over here.
Yeah, you were like in the little baby car to the side. Shit. That
we
was
were
yeah.
indisposed at the time.
Well, I mean, yeah. So were we, as most high schoolers are at the drive-in.
It's true. It's true. I mean, that's all the drive-in really is good for. I mean, if you want to see a movie, you know,
Yeah, apparently not
go
nowadays
sit down
though,
somewhere.
because we actually, me and Kelly went to the drive-in and actually watched the movie.
What'd you see?
We saw Grown Ups 2.
Big mistake.
It was entertaining.
And, you know, I laughed, but it was stupid laughter. It
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
like
no, you don't go to an Adam Sandler movie expecting some kind of intellectual, inspiring comedic action
No,
that's
I
going to
know.
make you
Yeah,
change your
yeah,
life. No, you're going
exactly.
for fart jokes.
it was no Big Lebowski.
and slapstick comedy. Okay, and that's exactly what you got.
It was. So you
David
get what you
Spade
paid for.
licking some chick's biceps, which was weird. Taylor Lautner doing backflips.
Yeah, probably just because.
Yeah. And as soon as he starts doing that, Kelly, of course, leans over and says, "You know, he does his own stunts." Jesus, woman, keep your panties on, at least for the rest of the movie. I'm going to do that, go in the car. There's children around.
What were you outside watching it?
Yeah. We were in front of the car on blankets.
Okay, and
That's-
you just kind of
Yeah.
in your Jeep.
Yeah, in front of my Jeep.
Okay.
Yeah. Couldn't hear shit from my Jeep.
Really?
Luckily, the guy next to us turned up his volume
like-
really loud. But yeah, SUV, fucking blaring. I'm pretty sure there was hydraulics in it.
Well, I mean, that's the way to go. Because what is it $5 to go to the drive-in?
For the two of us, I think it was $11, so it's like $5.50.
$5.50
Yeah.
a piece. So like, when I was a kid, like
No, I'm
let's
sorry.
say-
It was $8 total. It was 4 each.
No.
Yeah, because I got like $11 and some change back.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It was like $5 when I was younger. So the price has gone down.
Oh well, nobody wants to go to them anymore.
And fucking the actual movies, it's like a quarter every year and a half that they keep up in the price.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an arm and a leg to just go to the movies. Like if you want to go at night or something,
No kidding.
you got to take the day off just to
Gotta
pay
go
a
to
decent
go on
price.
Tuesdays where it's matinee all day.
Matinee all day. Yeah, no, but we talked about you a lot on that podcast.
Nice. Well, you know, I'm an entertaining guy, and I have a lot of fun stories.
Well, it ends with, because me and Melissa got together right after Grease,
Yeah.
so
About the same time me and Christina got together, right?
I don't know. You tell me.
I think so.
Was
Yeah,
it
'cause-
before Grease or during Grease?
No, it was right after. Because
Right-
I think
really?
I think I asked
It was
her
that
out.
late?
I think I asked her out. The
Kelly, are you
The-
taking notes?
right, she knows.
No, I know. She
Besides,
knows.
Christina's a lesbian that's in the Navy.
Supposedly,
Um,
all women are lesbians.
well, you know the saying: once you go Mike, you go Dyke.
That's what you've told me.
That's what I've been told. And apparently, I don't have very much evidence to the contrary. I'm 2 for 1 or 2 for 3. Anyways,
Anyway,
I think I asked her out final night.
really.
Yeah, but I've been like doing the building blocks before.
Right. Setting up the.
Setting the dominoes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just to knock them down.
Yeah.
And then we went. So we were at the cast party.
Which was at?
Ty and TJ's house,
That's right.
and everybody was dancing. Eric was going out with Brittany. At the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
All this is covered in the other one, but I've got you here.
Well,
to
now
get
you gotta
your side-
recap.
to get your side of it. And then there was we all went skating on Friday the 13th.
At
Roller Kingdom or King Skate or whatever it's called
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah. I remember that.
And
I
Jake-
fell a lot.
Did you really?
I still fall a lot.
You can't skate?
I can't. Well, I can, just not well.
Right. Oh man, we should go skating. I miss it.
I think it's closed actually.
Really?
I think they finally closed it.
I've heard that so many times over the
Right.
years, though.
It looks closed. You drive by and like that place is closed as shit. Oh wow, there's people going in. Either they're going in to do meth or they're still open. I can't tell.
I miss it. I used to hate it. Like my aunt loved it,
Mm-hmm.
and she would always take us, and I'm like, this is stupid. And I would only play the arcade games
Yeah.
because I couldn't skate. But like, when I got older and a little bit more athletic, and it's
Yeah.
like I can do this now.
Oh yeah.
This is awesome.
I get this. I get ow. That's how it is for me. I get out there and I do circles, and then
Just ride around
speed
on the
skate,
carpeted
and
area.
I get off.
Yeah,
and I sit in
exactly.
the carpet.
It's speed skate.
Regular
time.
skate. Okay, I'm gonna come back out. All right, reverse. All right, I'm gonna leave because I can't turn right yet. Okay, I'm gonna go back out there and turn left. All right. And then there's that light. They hit the disco ball with like a spotlight or something, and it hits all those like circles on the ground.
Yeah.
Throws me every time. If I don't get off the floor in 10 seconds of that light coming on, I'm eating shit, guaranteed.
Alright, let me turn off this screensaver because it is distracting.
It is.
Settings. How do I turn it off? I'll just change it to nothing? None. Okay.
Yeah.
Apply. Alright. Yeah, so we went skating. Everyone went skating. And you were there, of course.
I do remember being there.
We did that Zumba thing outside.
Zumba thing.
What is it? Zumba?
Oh, the acting exercise.
Yeah,
The acting game. Yeah.
We did that outside.
While people stared at us.
Pretty
We were
much.
a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we were. And we were all right with that. As most theater kids are.
And then it was, oh god, what was next? Next was something else. There was the party at Ashley's house, Ashley Hines, all the way out, like by where Kelly's parents live.
I'm trying to remember that. I don't know if I was there.
No, you were there.
Was I there in uniform?
No.
No, that's right. That's where we spent.
Like
We were like up
bullshit-
until like 5 a.m. bullshitting.
Yeah, and then you gave me a ride home.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that now.
It was like you and me bullshitting all night long when I wasn't like trying to get with Melissa.
Yeah. There was you, me, Ty,
Eric Steelman.
the Steelman. I don't call him Eric Steelman. He is the Steelman. So Eric, if you're listening,
Hopefully someone's
Steelman.
listening.
I'll tag him in it. He'll have to listen.
Boom.
And then a couple other people who I don't really remember. And we were just...
TJ and Molly were there. That was like right after they got together.
But were they in the circle when we were at like 4 or 5 in the morning? Because we tried to do...
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
We started with the game where you like name 2 actors that you can't connect, like that are really offbeat.
Were we doing
and you
that?
try to connect them, and you were kicking everybody's ass at it.
Oh, wow.
So we stopped playing because everybody was like, no, fuck you, I can't.
Yeah, no one likes playing games with movies at all.
And then we were...
So be prepared Sunday.
Oh, God. And we're bullshitting about, like, just everything.
Yeah. And then after that was Eric Steelman's birthday. I'm pretty sure it was the next day when we went to the Coconut Bowl, and then we went to the Longest Yard.
I don't think I was at the Coconut Bowl, but I think I went to the Longest Yard because I
I'm
had
pretty
to work.
sure you and Eric were right behind me, and you were throwing popcorn at me.
Yes. Yeah, I was definitely at the movie, but I think I had to work through the Coconut Bowl.
Okay, probably
working
at
at
Rayleigh's.
Rayleigh's.
Yeah, because you had to. Because we left Ashley's party like fucking super early in the morning. 'Cause you had to go to work.
Yeah, I had to go to work. Yeah. Oh, God, I remember that day sucking so much. Are you alright? Like, I'm so tired. Why was I up so late?
And then we went to Denny's. And I remember this because I was talking shit about you on the last
Denny's.
podcast because, like, you didn't pay enough money for, whatever was ordered. And
I didn't?
No, and Eric, because, like, everybody fucking took off, and it was just, like, me, Eric, Kyle, and Christina. And Eric had to pay whatever was left on the tab because everybody finally took off. I remember him being pissed off at you for that.
I don't remember that at all. But I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all.
And then we... Oh, what was next? I think that was it. That was the last thing before I ended up asking Melissa out that weekend, like the next day. And then, I go on to say how, like, the reason you were around so much is because Melissa was friends with Christina, so, like, you were the other couple.
Yeah. A lot of double dates.
I only remember Batman Begins.
Really?
Yeah. Can you think of anything else?
I think we went to Denny's a couple other times.
That doesn't sound familiar at all.
I could be wrong. I don't have a very good memory.
I've got a pretty good one. I don't remember ever doing anything outside that.
Like I said, I don't even remember you guys being at Batman Begins.
Yeah, exactly. And then
The only thing I remember about that night is frustration and disappointment. Okay.
You heard it here first, folks. So, Melissa, if you're listening, here's the other side of the story. Because after we turned off the podcast, we were speculating what was going on.
Like I said, frustration and disappointment. That's what was going on.
God, what was I going to... Oh, and then we went and climbed up that mountain by...
Fred's. Yeah.
Fred's?
Yeah. Fred's Mountain.
Is it over there by Tiny
By,
TJ's?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You remember doing that?
I do remember doing that, and I remember getting stuck with the water. And
Well,
then
no,
getting tired, and
I
then
don't
you
think
took it for a while.
Did you... I don't think you got stuck with it. You just brought it. And it was your backpack.
Yeah, it was my... I
You
brought
had
the
a frozen
backpack.
Gatorade in there.
I brought the backpack because they asked, like, people bring backpacks so we can take water and snacks up there. And I was like, I threw my backpack
I think you
down.
were the only one with a backpack.
Yeah, I was the only one with a backpack, and everybody threw shit in it, and I was like, well, damn. I guess I'm taking this.
And,
Me and Ty have talked about climbing that thing.
again?
So many times. Again, yeah, and we've never had the time to do it.
Getting too old for this shit.
I'm getting too old for this shit. When I was in my prime, I could do it carrying you on my back and a heavy machine gun in my left arm and
whatever needed to be
giving
done.
myself an IV in my right leg with my right hand. Now I probably couldn't even drive up it.
That's sad. I gotta turn around. I gotta go take a pee. I gotta go poop on a real toilet.
I gotta go poop on a real toilet. I ain't pooping in this bush shit. I've done this for 4 years. I ain't doing no more. I'm in America. Land of porcelain and toilet paper, goddammit.
Porcelain and toilet paper. And I think we talked about you. I think that's about it. You'd probably come up some more times, but I can't really remember.
I'm sure I do. I mean, like I said, a lot of great stories are generated around me.
Well, because then
Fun
we
times.
go into, like, God, I don't remember. seeing you too much at the end of the summer. And then we get into Dracula.
What was going on at the end of summer? I'm trying to think.
Well, when did you break up with Christina?
During Dracula.
During Dracula.
Yeah, because I remember.
Oh, that's right.
Remember being.
I've got that making of.
Yeah, I remember being with her. At the
Oh, that's what I was
beginning
talking
of it.
about. Because you were at my birthday party, and we were over at the trailer park in the clubhouse in the front.
Yeah.
And it was you and Christina, me and Melissa, and TJ and Molly, and we were playing Big Brother. Do you remember playing Big Brother? The board
Vaguely.
game?
I remember the game. I don't remember how it worked at all.
And they always they'd ask you like a question like, which of the other house guests would you sleep with? And then you'd put in the number of the person, and then
Yeah,
you get
okay,
a
yeah.
voting out system going on there. So that's when you
Yeah.
came up, and then it'd be like Dracula, which we didn't really talk about Dracula at all. We just kind of talked about what happened around Dracula.
Ah, man, Dracula had to be my. It's right there with Ghost Train as far as like the most fun I've ever had in that theater.
Dracula, really? Not
Yeah.
like Grease?
Grease was. It was fun, but there was so much other bullshit going on with it. I mean, we lost like what, 4 or 5 cast members, because we had 2. We originally had Mr. Matthews cast, if I recall correctly, 2 girls for the Guardian Angel for Beauty School Dropout. One of them dropped out, and then like the week after, the other one dropped out, and that's why Mike Rapasaur stepped in. And then,
Well, Mike's a guy. Did he cast a girl to sing in the song?
yeah, well, because it can go it doesn't really matter for the part.
Right, yeah. It's
But yeah,
androgynous.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Matthews cast 2 girls.
Okay.
To do like a harmony thing or whatever. But
Okay,
they
that's
dropped out.
interesting.
They
So
dropped
I don't
out like
remember.
halfway
I
through.
don't think I knew that.
Yeah, they dropped out like halfway through, and Mike Rapasaur, who was there just doing voice coaching, when Mr. Turner couldn't help out.
Also dating Allie, who was
Also dating Allie, yeah.
played Marty.
Yes.
You play Marty.
Spoilers. Different Marty though, because my character doesn't have boobs. Well, not supposed to anyway. You never know with Matt's editing process. But yeah, Rapasaur came in, took over that, and then I want to say there was at least one other dropout for a part.
Well, I just
Don't
remember
remember.
Ghost Train, fucking John Lamb dropping out and I'm getting his part. So.
I don't even remember John Lamb.
Really? That's so strange.
I don't know who that is at all.
Really?
Mm-mm. I mean, maybe if I saw a picture, because I'm bad with names, but I'm good with
He
faces.
just looked like a guy
well,
with a bunch of acne.
Yeah, it didn't help me.
Yeah, no, he was just a regular looking dude.
But,
Kind of lanky.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Well, that's because he
But that was-
fucking...
He was
got
gone within like a
suspended.
week or 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. I didn't realize how serious that theater was until Mr. Matthews stopped.
Were
you there for that?
Yeah, I was there. That was before I got
When
the part.
Because I can't remember what it was, but somebody had messed up a line, and I laughed at it.
Yeah, people were laughing, and then he was like,
And then
if you're not serious about this, then, whatever, we're done.
Then go home.
Yeah, so he just took off.
And everybody just kind of stood there like, do we start over? Mr. Matthews was getting up, and somebody just started going, so we started going again. And Mr. Matthews yells at us, "No, that's it. Go home. I'm done."
Huge drama queen.
So yeah, we're leaving, and I felt so bad because I was the first one to laugh. I was like, "Fuck, I just ruined this day." I hope. Oh my God, do we come back tomorrow?
No shit, right?
Are we done for the day, or are we done?
Are we done forever? Yeah, no, that's Matthews' card that he plays.
Yeah. That and the other one I remember.
You weren't in Curious Savage, were you?
I was. No, I did not. I
You just-
auditioned. It was my fault. I only auditioned for one role. I only read for one role. The role that Ty got. Jeff. I didn't read for anything else. And I should have read for
It's weird to
other parts.
think that you're not in that. I mean, the same thing happened to me when I was a senior. It's like I was like the lead in the first play, kind of the lead, and then I
Supporting actor.
supporting. I wasn't the lead because I was the villain, but because I was the villain, you kind of considered me the lead.
Okay, yeah.
And then I wasn't in the next play, but I stage managed it.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything?
No, I didn't. I don't know. I'm not sure why.
Stick around for 3
I
months?
think I was kind of bitter about it.
Yeah, no, it sucks when you're not in
Yeah.
something and you're like in something, like you were in Ghost Train as the, I guess, second lead, kind of.
I always considered it like a Morgan Freeman role.
Really?
Like, yeah, like a supporting role.
Dufresne.
Andy Dufresne. You're not the main character driving the story, but like you're on like the next level.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Kyle's part, you didn't even realize he was the main character until the end because it's got the twist where he's
Yeah.
actually like a cop or
The
FBI,
detective, yeah.
whatever it is, but like
Inspector.
Inspector something, Inspector Andy Dufresne.
Inspector Little Guy.
But like you were like the male romantic lead.
Yeah, that's true. I was the. Well, I mean, we were kind of the same character, only.
You and me.
Yeah, you were 10, 15 years down the road.
After
From-
you, yeah, because
after me.
you were newlyweds.
Newlyweds.
I've already been married.
Exactly.
Then you got Ty and
So you had
Kyle
the-
and Jasmine.
I kind of liked it because it was like the balance of the newlywed paranoia of like, oh my god, this all has to be perfect and whatever. And then you got the married couple have been around a while, like fuck it, it's gonna work.
Well, I remember during rehearsal, like every time we'd go in, I kept building my lines louder and angrier. And Mr. Matthews was like, just bring it back a little. And so I brought it back all the way back to where it seemed like she was yelling at me, and I was like,
remember that.
I'm sorry. And it just made her look like a huge fucking bitch.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, I can go out any way with this. I can be the dickhead, or I can make you the bitch, and they're the same lines.
God, I remember when I first read that character, I thought, okay, so here's a guy who's doing his best to provide. He's sacrificing. He's putting his nose to the grindstone for this. And then as the rehearsals went on, and Mr. Matthews gave notes, and we all tweaked our characters a little bit. Towards the end, I was pussy whipped. Everything I did was not so I could provide for my wife. It's so that she wouldn't be mad at me or
Right.
disappointed in me. It went from, I'm going to make the best life possible for you, to, no, I'm sorry, I'm going to make this better for you. And I got a crack out of it.
I really don't I so don't remember anything of what I do, and I don't really remember much of what you do.
I remember
as
opening
much-
a door. You opened a door at one point. And then there was the whole with the crash over in the other room. I mainly remember that. Like I jet in there, and you're supposed to say something.
And I wish
after
there was a
come
copy
out.
of that out there somewhere.
But I remember going in there, and I'm not even supposed to go off stage. I'm just supposed to like peer through the door. And I remember I think it was Thursday night. I opened the door, and there's Kyle Johnson with a flashlight in his pants, like an erection, going to town at the wall.
Fuck.
It was supposed to be a really-
be like the last night, dude. That
It might have been the last night,
That's
and it
when
was
people
supposed to be a
fuck around.
totally serious moment. Look, like suspense, and I'm sitting there, and I can't come back on stage because I can't stop laughing.
Right.
And my leg and my arm are
Hanging
still
out the
in,
door, yeah.
are still on stage, and I'm just doing this. And I think eventually you came over to get me. Like you had to like pull me, or you started walking towards me, which made me snap back into it.
I'm gonna have to find out if there's a copy of that out there somewhere.
There has to be.
There doesn't have to be.
There has to be, because there's copies of everything else. I mean, I didn't have a copy because it was my first play.
So like your mom or nothing didn't film
Maybe Ty's parents.
it. Maybe. We gotta find out. I would
Yeah.
like to fucking see
Kyle
that thing
Johnson's
again.
parents.
They might have.
Yeah.
But I don't talk to that dude. I don't like that guy.
Oh. I'll ask.
Okay. I fucking haven't talked to Jasmine since then.
Yeah, me neither.
She wasn't in.
She wasn't in anything after that.
No, because it was.
No, she was in Grease.
Was
She was in Grease for not a main role, it was like a background role, and then she left after like a week.
Oh, she stopped?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
she
pretty
quit?
sure.
Okay.
I think that was one of the other roles that left.
Okay.
But yeah, I never saw her after that year. I think
she graduated that year.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh,
she was
okay.
older than you guys.
Well, that would explain it.
Yeah, she was in 05 and you're in 06, right?
Yep. Oh, 6.5. Summer school.
Lame.
Yeah.
Totally
Well,
lame.
That's what happens when you don't pay attention in English.
You had Mr. Hoover, didn't you?
I had Mr. Hoover for government, yeah.
Because I remember seeing him at one of the plays. I forget which one, because I loved Hoover. I had Hoover for government, too.
Awesome teacher.
Definitely. And, like, he was over at O'Brien when I was over at O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came over and, like, I loved having him. And I just, you know, I talked to him whenever I saw him at the plays. And he was like, yeah, trying to get Mike, you know, to, you know, get through class so they can graduate on time.
I actually got through his class pretty easily. Like, I had to go back and redo homework because I didn't do any of my homework in any of my classes. Right. But I ended up passing. This was one of the few classes that, like, I had, like, a high B or an A in.
But Mr. Hoover was awesome.
Mr. Hoover was really cool.
Definitely.
And, yeah, the reason I failed English was bullshit, in my opinion. Because, you know, you have your senior Panther Odyssey project.
Senior research project.
Yeah, they called it the Panther Odyssey project when I was there. And I hated it. But the paper was supposed to be a 15 to 20 page paper on anything you wanted it to be.
Right.
You just had to have a title and just a direction for it to go in. You can't ramble about it. So, in the first semester, it's just the rough draft. Doesn't even have to be typed. Just the rough draft.
Yeah.
And I did the rough draft. And that's a rough draft. You know, you can't grade a rough draft too hard because it's a rough draft,
You're
right?
the only person to get an F on a rough draft.
I got a D-.
What was your project on?
It was actually on the average day for a Marine in Vietnam.
Okay.
So, because that was what I made my movie for.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that was for English. Okay.
But I wrote it and I got a D-. And the thing that struck me out about it was I got a 63.5%. Like 63.5 or 62.5. And the only thing she had marked off was the thesis statement or whatever. It's like the title and then whatever's beneath it was the thesis statement, I think it was. That was not
your
apparently
introduction.
Yeah, that one sentence was unclear as to where my story would go. And that gave me a 62.5 or 63.5. And I finished that class with a 59.9%.
At the end of the year?
At the end of the year.
Well,
the end of the semester. Which was that paper was the last thing that she graded.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was Miss Jubich?
It was the blonde younger lady, right?
No, that was Miss Reiser. She was my junior.
Okay.
I had an A in her class.
I remember you were trying to get Eric to have sex with your teacher so that she can get fired or something like that.
That was my senior English teacher, but she was old and crotchety and bitch. But she failed me on that, and that paper was the last grade for the semester.
Mm-hmm.
If I had gotten 1% higher on that paper, I would have passed the class. And this happened only 3 weeks after I yelled at her in class.
Oh, you yelled at her?
Yeah.
In front of everybody?
I called her a bitch and said her class was a fucking joke. Because it was. And everybody knew it. I mean, you can ask...
You were that guy.
Yeah, I was that guy. But you can ask most people that took her class that girls had a lot easier time in that class than boys. And it showed. It showed very well in the grades. Boys were hard pressed to get above a B.
What if the girls were just smarter than the boys?
You know what? I'd believe that if that trend had been there throughout my high school years. But all of a sudden, bam! This one teacher in this one class. When I changed teachers my second semester, it was fairly easy.
You know what I thought was fucked up? I was in when I was a senior in English. There was this guy that I had class with, and he only took the first semester of English because he took the second half of that during summer school coming into senior year. So he didn't have to do a senior research project.
Nice.
And it's like, that is such bullshit.
He only had to do
he takes a couple of weeks during summer to do the second half of this fucking English class, and then he gets to leave for the second semester.
So he only had to do like a rough draft?
Yeah, and even then, I don't think it even really mattered. So, you know, he could just half-ass his way through fucking English.
That's awesome. I should have done that.
Fuck. Listen up, kids. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, clearly. Well, it's funny because my senior, that class, I redid it on the computers at school, and I got through most of it. Because I was lazy and I didn't want to do it, mostly. I didn't finish it in time to graduate. So they sent me to summer school. Well, I had to take 2 English classes, the first semester and second semester. The first semester was already mostly done through this computer course, so I literally had to show up. It was 7 weeks, You had to do, and it was at your own time.
Mm-hmm.
I finished the class in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked my teacher, I was like, I'm done. Do I have to show up? It's like, show up for one more day. And I showed up. I was like, all right, you don't have to come back anymore.
Nice.
So I got those next 6.5 weeks off, and then I had to go back for my second semester. And the only thing we did for my second semester of summer school English was read Dracula.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, oh,
I
don't need this.
I was in this fucking thing.
Oh, you have questions about it? Done. I lucked out majorly for my summer classes.
That's nice.
They were a breeze.
So did you not? Didn't walk out with everybody when they graduated?
No, they did. They had like a summer school one. It was really stupid. There was like 60 of us from like all the different schools.
Oh, the other assholes that didn't fucking graduate on time.
Exactly. They're like, "Here's your cap and gown." I'm like, "Why? I don't.
Don't
just
love me in with these losers.
I don't care. Just give me the degree. I'm leaving for the Marine Corps in 3 weeks. I'm done. Okay. I don't want to do any more of this bullshit." And my diploma actually says the date that I should have graduated on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it says June 6th of 06.
Okay.
It doesn't have the summer school date on it.
And what'd you graduate with? Like a 2.1?
I think I graduated with a 2.8.
2.8?
Yeah.
That's okay.
With the summer school class. I didn't care.
Doesn't matter.
I hated school, man.
School blows.
It really does, and that's one of the reasons I've never gone back to college.
Yeah.
Well, not back to college, but to college.
So have you never taken any classes?
I've taken a few when I was in the Marine Corps, and I hated it. It's just, for me, I want to learn something that I can use in the real world. Like, you can send me to a class about anti-terrorism tactics, send me to a instructor's course for room clearing for police. That I'd love to take. That interests me. I can use it.
Mm-hmm.
Put me in a math class. I mean, I get math.
What about like computer classes?
It's just that computer classes never really got me, you know? I mean, I'm one of those guys, and
because I'd see those commercials for showing the people fucking on the computers and like the army and everything like that. And it's like, this is what you need to do.
See, that bugged me because that's not for me.
Because that's I don't know. It's either some movie or TV show where they show that the people in the military and they like focus on like sniping and killing people, and then when they leave, that's not a skill that they can use in the outside world. Oh yeah, no, like, oh man, that was one of the funniest things that when getting out, my first sergeant was trying to talk me to do another 4 years with the Marine Corps. I said, no, I don't really want to do that. For another 4 years in the infantry, Yeah.
It's either I'm gonna step on a bomb again, and it's actually gonna go off this time, or I'm just gonna break my back. Mm-hmm. I'm not interested in either of those. It's like, well, why don't you go do one of these jobs? Pertainable skills to the outside world. But that's boring. Right. I don't want to do that. He's like, what do you think? There's nothing.
What do you think happens out in life?
There are no transferable skills from the infantry into the real world. And I'm like, no, I'll be a cop. Even then, it's iffy. What did you do for a living in the Marine Corps? I was in the infantry. Oh, so you just shot at people and kicked doors. So why do you think you deserve to be a manager of a deli? I don't know.
Well, like, so where did you work when you got out? Did you just work here at Charles River?
No, I got a job again at Rayleigh's.
Okay, you went back to Rayleigh's?
I went back to Rayleigh's because it was guaranteed. I mean, I left on good terms.
So they took you back.
They took me back. I worked at a different location. Started in the deli again, where I left off, and I had actually originally applied for a low-level supervisor position, like their first supervisor position. Mm-hmm. A friend of mine who worked at the one over at Golden Valley told me that they had an opening for it and to go down.
Well, which one were you working at then?
Originally, or
when you got out?
The one over on Mount Rose Highway. One way down south by Summit.
Okay.
You know where that's at?
Yeah. Like going towards once you leave town, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of you get off the freeway, instead of taking left towards Summit, you take right.
Just before Mount Rose, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All the way out there.
Well, no, I mean it's the south end of town.
Yeah.
Right before you have to start into the new freeway.
Dude.
No, it sucked. It was a drive. But I heard about this low-level supervisor position. I'm like, oh, we'll go apply for that. So I went down to their corporate office over on Keystone, I think it is. Yeah. To apply.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, all right, well, before I have you fill out an application, there's some requirements for it, so I'm just going to do a quick little interview before you fill it out so we don't waste each other's time.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, that's fair.
Okay.
She's like, okay, what management experience do you have? I was like, oh, well, during my time in the Marine Corps, I was the platoon RO, radio operator. So I was in charge of ensuring that all the radios were in pristine order, got all the information that they had in them so we can communicate. After that, I was in charge of patrols. I was on point, so it was my job to coordinate the patrols, get with people higher up than me to make sure that it was okay, pass the information down, and then make sure everybody knew what was going on. And then I was a team leader for 2 years, where I was personally responsible for the lives of 3 Marines and a corpsman, not to mention anywhere from $400,000 to $500,000 worth of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And I was personally responsible for that. And I'm proud to say that other than one machine gun that broke, everything came back in pristine order. And she looks at me with this blank stare on her face. And she's like, but do you have any real management experience?
She didn't fucking say that.
She said that. She said exactly that. Just like that.
All
do you
that
have
shit
any
sounded good to me.
real management experience? And I looked at her and I was like, and it took everything for me to not just scream at her, but I'm like, you know what? This interview's over. I'm out of here. Thank you for your time. I was pissed. I was livid.
That's bullshit.
I later found out that I probably could have sued.
Really?
Yeah. The discrimination.
Yeah.
Because that's management. That is...
It's the same skills that you can apply to just another...
Yeah. It's leadership.
Yeah.
All management is a fancy corporate word for leadership. And because I also completed classes for team leadership that are college accredited.
Yeah.
I have management courses, college certified management courses. So I could have caused a huge stink over it. But instead I went and started working for the deli, earning $10 an hour and hating myself.
You just stayed in the position?
Yeah, it was the only other job I could find at the time.
And then when did you come? Then Charles River?
Then Charles River about three or 4 months later.
Okay, so this was like what? Because we called you in to... No, we didn't call you in for anything, did we?
Mm-mm.
But you had Ty with you, and we used your Jeep for the vampire movie.
That was when I was on leave in May.
Okay, you were on leave then?
Yeah, I was just back temporarily.
So that was before Rayleigh's then?
Yeah, this was before. I was still in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
I was just,
so you were only on leave. All right.
I had just got back from Afghanistan. Yeah, I did Rayleigh's from October to like January.
Oh, like what, 2 years ago?
3 almost.
3 years ago?
Yeah, 2010.
Okay.
That's when I got back. I hated working there, man. The worst part was dealing with the people.
I can't ever do a customer service job or...
I yelled at a customer once.
Really? Just
yeah.
for what?
And I could have swore I was going to get fired for it. I was making a sandwich, and at the time I was still trying to deal with some tinnitus that I had, which is kind of better now, but it's still there.
Oh, you got like a constant buzz in your ear?
Not constant, but every now and then it'll just start ringing. So I literally had a machine gun go off like right next to my head one night.
I got that shit too.
It's annoying.
Well, I got it because where I work at JCPenney's,
the machinery,
the belt is just
constant. That one constant pitch. Yeah.
And it's like 6 belts, so.
Yeah, and I'm on disability for it from the VA. Not a lot.
Well, see, I
just
started
10%.
taking. You don't take any like supplements or anything?
No.
Ginkgo biloba is what I started taking for it.
When I went and saw a doctor for it, they told me that it's the damage is minor. That
it should just go away on its own.
It'll anywhere from like 2 to 10, 15 years it'll go away.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Yeah, that's what I said. And like you're gonna have a lot of fun talking to people, because mumblers, people that just mumble, because I have uneven hearing, one ear's lower hearing level than the other. Mumbling is incredibly difficult for me to pick up.
Right. Well, of course.
Yeah, and like even if I had like the equal amount of hearing loss in both ears, I'd be able to hear mumbling better than I do now.
Oh, okay.
It's weird, but the uneven levels, it's something that goes on, like your brain can't specify it.
Right. Do you have bad equilibrium too?
I used to a little bit, but I've gotten better.
Yeah, I used to have bad equilibrium.
See, I trained myself to get used to bad equilibrium by getting drunk a lot.
Oh, yeah. Fix your coordination that
exactly,
way.
exactly. But yeah, what was it?
Real quick, real quick. How long do you want to talk for? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
What are we good?
Well, no, just like.
I know you like to get your hour.
No, I do, but like, we got a good conversation going. So if you want to do another hour.
Oh, we can do it.
Okay, cool.
Make a couple podcasts out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
But where was I? Oh yeah, when I yelled at this customer, I had uneven hearing, right? So it's very difficult for me to pick up mumblers. I'm making a sandwich. And it's the busiest part of the day.
All right. Well, let's. What is the customer? Is it a guy, girl?
It's a guy.
Okay. Older guy.
I'd say mid to late 40s, businessman, suit, fucking Bluetooth in the ear, BlackBerry thing going on. Very southern town.
Put some mustard on that, boy.
Yeah. No, not even that. It would just be like, yeah, no, yeah, we need those papers done. Make sure there's mustard on there. We need those papers done by Tuesday. So I'm trying to make this guy a sandwich, and he's mumbling. Because he's literally talking on his phone.
So you don't know if he's talking to you or to someone
No, because
else?
he doesn't look at me unless he has something to say about the sandwich. And you can't appreciate it on this podcast, but I just looked away from Matt until I said something about the sandwich, and then looked back away. And for some reason, he's speaking clearly on his phone, but when he looks at me, he decides to mumble.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want the person on the phone to realize he's ordering a sandwich.
Right.
So I'm making the sandwich, and he keeps mumbling. And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, I can't hear you. And he repeats himself. I'm like, all right. So I'm start making it, and then right at the end, I'm like, all right, is there anything else, sir? And he says something. I didn't catch it. I'm like, sir, I didn't hear you. And he looks at me, and it goes back to his conversation.
Just blank stare.
And just this like, how dare you ask me? And which was, I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Like he kind of gave me that look, like just close the fucking sandwich.
Yeah.
Or like, you heard me, or whatever. I don't know. But I asked one more time. He turns his Bluetooth off, and he looks at me, and he's like, you know what? What is your issue? I am talking to you. I'm trying to get this sandwich made because I blah, 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 blah. You're probably listening to your damn headphones too loud, and that's why you got hearing loss, and that's why you can't hear me. I snapped. I'm like, you know what, sir? You know why I have hearing loss? Because I had a damn machine gun go off near my head maybe 5 months ago when I was over in Afghanistan. And I'm sorry that's such a fucking inconvenience for you. Have someone else finish your sandwich. And I left. I went into the back because I'm like, I'm getting fired. I'm going to go wash my hands, take off my apron. My manager comes back there and she's like, what the hell happened? And I told her. And she goes back and talks to the guy. And she comes back and she's like, he's apologizing. I was like, what? He's apologizing profusely. He feels really bad about this.
Okay.
So I was like, so I'm not going to get fired? She's like, unless he decides to file a complaint later, no. But yeah, I snapped at that guy. I was pissed. I hated people down there, man, because it's not... Because up here in Golden Valley, it was like nice people. Occasional fucking people that have their own head up their own ass, love their own the smell of their own farts, but
typical Americans.
Southern Reno was just all snooty.
Oh
people.
yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
I had a customer down there.
Once you pass fucking, well, I guess you're always on Virginia, but like right once you hit like fucking Damani and South Meadows, that's all the rich neighborhoods and everything.
I had this lady come in every week at Friday, anywhere from like 2 to 4, and order a pound of very specifically thin sliced roast beef for her dogs. Yeah. And I couldn't cut it on a 7.
That's fucking
Couldn't cut
ridiculous.
it on a 6. It had to be cut on a 6.5.
And there is no 6.5.
No, there is.
Okay.
I mean, it's marked 6 and 7. You just kind of turn the dial
Right between them.
right between them, and it's like negligible. You can't even. I can't even tell the difference between a 6 and a 7.
Take the slab, lady.
Right.
Throw it into the food
Roast beef
processor.
steak. She was feeding it to those little fucking Shih Tzus or
Shih Tzu,
Pomeranians
yeah,
or whatever. That roast beef is gonna kill
People
that
with too
poor
much
dog.
money.
Oh shit, right? It's like, this is what I buy to treat
First world
myself.
problems. Exactly.
Fuck you.
When I've got a little extra money, I buy some roast beef. Otherwise, it's bologna.
Yep. When there's extra trimmings on the meat slicer, instead of throwing them away, I put them in a baggie. Make a sandwich out of them. Throw all the flavors out anyway.
All right, and then at that point, you're like, "Fuck this job."
Oh
Start
yeah.
looking for something else.
It just started going downhill, and Kelly's mom actually works at Charles River, and she gave me the heads up about it, and got me a reference and got me in. But
I never got a call from them.
they're
I don't need it now, but
yeah, well, they're in a stasis as of right now. They're just waiting for approval to hire on more people, which sucks because people are leaving left, right, and center right now.
Oh, people are leaving. They're still not hiring.
Yeah, well, because the way they do it is it has to be, when they hire people, it has to be a corporate level approval. So essentially what happens...
Every job, really.
Well, I mean, not even that. I mean, usually, like, most jobs is like, all right, you have to have this many people staffed for this amount.
Yeah, you need your core group.
But because the animal fluctuation is so big, like, we can have... Like, when I first started working there, we only had maybe 900 primates. Now we've got, like, 2,500.
So you've got that many up there and that...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
You got
that's a
Planet of the Apes
lot of
going on
animals.
over there. Better watch out, dude.
Right? No,
They start talking.
They're dumb. I don't have any worries. They're dumb. Zombie virus? That's
20
different. That's a different thing.
You fucking walk in and eyes are red. You're like, oh shit.
Nope. I'm just gonna close this door and go away. But yeah, they have to have for 3 weeks in a row. No, 3 to 4 weeks in a row. They need to have a department-wide 4% of overtime, or 10% of overtime. Excuse me.
So it's a mandatory overtime.
In order to hire people.
That's
like
different.
the qualification to hire someone is not like you need to have this many people staffed. It's if you have this many people staffed, and then as a department you have 10% of your hours of overtime.
That doesn't make any sense.
So like everybody would essentially have to work an extra 4 hours a week.
Why would they want that? Because you're
That's
making time and a half. And
No. That's not. Okay, you're misunderstanding.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not. They're not making people work those extra 4 hours. But if everybody was working those extra 4 hours, because you have to get this done, that's their signal to hire new people. Like, these people are working overtime.
Okay, yeah. So like, well, obviously,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if
These
people
people are.
okay.
If you have
I
a
see what you're
department-
saying.
okay.
I see what
Yeah.
you're saying now.
If the time is not straight 40 hours every person in a week, all of a sudden, as a whole department, they notice
they're not getting the work
there's
done,
like
we need
10%.
more people. Okay.
They're like, okay, now we're going to hire a person. Well, unfortunately, we're victims of our own success. We were given originally when I started working there, we'd have one room of 40 animals. We'd have an hour to clean it.
Okay.
Which was, it would take about 40 minutes, maybe an hour, depending. But you got a good detailed clean. And then we got more animals, and they wouldn't hire more people. So instead of taking that same amount of time and ensuring our quality, we had to do it quickly. So those hour rooms became half-hour rooms, or 20-minute rooms. And now we're doing everything so quick, nobody's getting that overtime, so we're still massively understaffed to the point where we're just like, oh my god, clean this room. And go on to the next one, and go on to the next one, and go on to the next one. But if we didn't do that...
Cleaning up shit?
Yeah, we spray shit in the food.
Okay.
So, I catch monkeys a lot, too.
What, fucking?
No, catch them. Like,
Oh, okay.
like, with my hands.
Because they're running
catching them.
away?
Well, no, because they're in cages, and sometimes they have to be in a specific order in these cages. Like, if they need to go dose, because the dose is different for like each monkey, so they can get like a good test range to see like how much the dose affects animals. Instead of going like, okay, this one's here and this guy gets this much, and this one's here and this guy gets this much. It's these 5 are here and they all get the same amount, and then these 5 are here and they all get the same amount. So I'm the one that kind of puts them in that order.
Okay.
My fucking hands get chewed up.
Nice.
I have these big like welder gloves that we wear to like so they can't
yeah,
bite
yeah.
us.
They just can't bite through.
Sometimes they'll bite through.
Really?
Yeah, and if they do, we have to scrub because hepatitis is an issue, or herpes, or both.
Oh, you can get herpes from monkeys?
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude.
Mm-hmm. So far, there hasn't been any cases of it, because what they do is
never know.
they have bite scratch kits. Like if you get bit or scratched, you're supposed to immediately
Disinfect
stop
it.
what you're doing. You rinse it with 10% bleach water and then scrub. It's the longest 15 minutes of your life. You scrub it with an iodine pad.
Iodine and bleach
Yeah.
on an open wound?
On an open
That
wound.
just sounds like tons of awesome.
Yeah. It's not painful. It's just
Oh, it's
really
not?
boring.
Okay.
So
I would
boring. You're just
assume
sitting there.
Bleach in an open wound.
Yeah. Well, it's diluted. It's 10%.
Still, it's bleach.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even sting anywhere near as bad as hydrogen peroxide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
And
you
hydrogen
freaking-
peroxide doesn't even really sting. It's the alcohol that stings.
Yeah. But
Hydrogen peroxide's awesome. It bubbles.
It bubbles. Ooh. But yeah, it's weird because like you get the small scratch there and you're doing that stuff.
Okay. Do you have to like constantly get like tetanus shots or anything?
We have not tetanus shots. What they do is
I
like
mean, those
if
are
you
good
get
for like 5 years.
if you get tetanus isn't really rabies isn't an issue
Really?
there. No.
Okay.
It's mostly hepatitis, herpes, and tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is like it kills monkeys like crazy.
Wow.
So every 6 months we have to take a TB test, and if it's positive, we have to get treated for it. Because if the monkeys get tuberculosis, it spreads so quickly and so effectively in the back that we could like lose a majority of the monkeys that we have, and which would put our building out of business.
Do you keep? Is it co-ed?
Co-ed?
Or do you keep males and females together, or do you separate them?
Well, like sometimes they'll be in the same room but different cages, and then there's we have a reproduction colony, which their sole purpose is to make babies and repopulate the colony for whatever, or they'll do tests, they'll do observations like behavioral stuff too, of just like watching the monkeys how they raise the babies and I don't want to say captivity because it sounds negative, but essentially.
Sounds like captivity to me.
Right. Well, it is. So yeah, their sole purpose is to like go around and fuck.
Okay.
So it's weird. They like have it down to like a very exact process. They keep track of all the females' menstrual cycles.
Yeah.
So they know when they ovulate, and when they're ovulating, they'll take them out of their cage and they'll just put it in with a male.
Get together. So are these chimpanzees or what are they?
Most of them are cynos.
I don't know what that is.
They kind of look like capuchins, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Okay. I don't know. Look it up on your phone. You know what Reese's are?
Reese's peanut butter cups?
No, Reese's monkeys.
Did you say chinos?
Cyno. CYNO.
C-Y-N-O. Monkey?
Yeah. Hit images. Up top.
Up there.
Because you're in Google Plus right now.
Oh, well, fuck. Cyno monkeys. Cyno monkey weight. So these are what you're dealing with? What's that?
I don't know what that is.
A
That is a
brain?
butt.
Is it really?
It looks like a butt.
Looks like a brain.
Yeah, that might be a brain.
These are what you deal with, these things?
Yeah, these guys. That's a brain. Nope, that's a
That looks like
that's liver and stomach and all that.
everything. Okay, so mostly
That
these-
is actually the photo that we have on our door signs for, because they have them labeled like these kinds of monkeys are in here, and that's the picture they use. That's funny.
Are these? What are the biggest ones you deal with?
Look up mature male cyno.
Let's delete this.
And you might have to re-put monkey.
Yeah, because those are.
Cyno is like a shortened version of it.
So it's like
Oh,
no.
that's-
It's just this guy.
They're pretty big. That guy got messed up.
So you don't have
Mhm.
anything like an ape or a gorilla?
No, we don't have apes or gorillas.
Is it only monkeys over there?
We have monkeys, we've got some dogs, a lot of rats, and a couple bunnies. Look up Reese's monkeys. Those are the cute ones.
Spelled how it sounds? Reese's Witherspoon monkeys?
Yes, Reese's Witherspoon monkeys.
God damn it.
No apostrophe.
Okay. Oh, is it like that?
Yep.
You
Oh,
told
yeah,
me it
the
was
H.
spelled like.
Sorry, I forget about it.
And there's a U in there too.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many of
Okay.
these do you kill on a daily basis?
I don't kill any of them, alright?
Aren't there like a lot of protests at the Charles River?
We get some occasionally, but the people that do it are they're dumb. It's kind of funny to walk past them every now and then, because they'll be like, blood on your hand. Like, I take care of them. I feed them and clean them. Leave me out of this. And there's no blood on my
Work for
hands.
the devil.
I have gloved hands. I wear
I
latex
just
gloves.
clean the toilets
Just-
around here.
But
All right, well let's call that part 1.
Part 1.
End of part 1. Join us for part 2 in 5 seconds.
Ooh.